Bill Seipel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that flared above bursting in air gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It is Parents' Night, and in lieu of a starting lineup, Coach Becker has asked that we announce all the senior football players, managers, and cheerleaders, as well as their parents, to thank them for their dedication and commitment to the program. We're going to start off with our senior cheerleaders. First, we've got Miranda Springer, daughter of Liz Arcio and Todd Springer. Natalie Stephen Kleiber, daughter of Denise and Michael Kleiber. And Haley Johnson, daughter of Don and Tom Johnson. Next, we're going to introduce the football managers. We've got two seniors, Leanna Schwallenberg, daughter of Marlene and Dennis Schwallenberg.
I'd be
And
surprised.
Bill Brunsell, son of Rose and Bill Brunsell. All right, let's meet the senior players. Brett Gersmel, son of Corey and Becky. Ryan Lieber, son of Dawn and Paul. Brad Savage, son of Larissa and Tom. Owen Linsmeyer, son of Michelle and Scott. Cody Schmidt, son of Kendra Lewis and Robert Schmidt. Brett Merritt, son of Manetta Rodriguez and George Merritt. Colton Kakulka, son of Marty Meyer and John Kakulka. Xavier Vicente, son of Heidi Vicente. Dylan Bauer, son of Midge and Tom. Gerardo Gonzalez, son of Maria and Salvador.
You recorded.
Connor Allison, son of Jalen and Ed. Trent Layton, son of Cassie and Scott. Nick Covey, son of Angelo and Jeff. Wyatt Caberly, son of Tina and Bill. Trenton Gehring, son of Kate Taylor. And Tristan Holden, son of Valerie and Rod Holden. Well, let's wait until they all get out there. Just remember, by the time you get kids as seniors, you've spent a lot of bleacher time. Been there, done it, got to do it again. Let's give a big round of applause for our seniors and their parents. Thank you very much.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Holland Field and yet another round of Nekoosa football. The Papermakers renew their rivalry with Adams Friendship this evening as they play host to the Green Devils in South Central Conference football action. My name is Tom Kirst. Joining me on this broadcast is our cameraman, Mr. Jim Allen, and of course, our commentator, Mr. Daniel Schmidt. We're certainly glad you could join us. Our thanks to Nekoosa High School and River City's Community Access for helping us bring you presentations of NHS sports. Well, Nekoosa hopes to take another step toward a league title tonight against an Adams Friendship team that has found some rough going this season. Papermakers have won 17 straight in league play, with their last loss coming way back on September 24th of the 2010 season. Their opponent that night, none other than these Adams Friendship Green Devils. And with that in mind, it'll take a good team effort from the Papermakers tonight to keep those title hopes intact. Adams Friendship started the season well, topping Wyowega Fremont 42-30 to get their first win. But since then, the going has been tough. They bring a 6-game losing streak into tonight's contest, with 3 of those losses coming in conference play. Offense has been a problem for the Green Devils. They put up only 40 points in their last 6 ball games. Nekoosa, will they stand 6-1 on the year? They are 3-0 in conference play, 1 game ahead of Wautoma, Westfield, and the Dells. Last week, the Papermakers stopped a pretty good Wautoma team right here at Holland Field. Good defensive effort and a strong running game were the keys to that win. This ball game underway. Brad Savage kicks it away. And with the return, Joe Duty. And he gets out to about the 25-yard line.
Joe Duty on the return.
So, Daniel, tonight's game on paper looks like a sure win. But remember that game back in 2010?
I was going to say, the one 17 games ago looked like a sure win, too.
By the way, that was the only game that the Green Devils won that year. And ironically, it came against the conference champion. So anything can happen in sports.
We're also playing for the Gridiron, what is it, Gridiron Trophy tonight?
The Gridiron Trophy is on the line. Shotgun formation. I can't quite pick up the quarterback's number, but he throws on first down. It goes right through the hands of Jacob Babcock. Is that number 18? Is that the quarterback out there? And if so, I don't see an 18 on my
I didn't see an 18 on the roster either, Tom. But
my lineup card here. We'll have to chase down that name. 0 for 1 throwing the football, though. So 2nd down coming up for the Devils. Adams Friendship's been in the South Central Conference since 1971. They own 1 conference title since that time. They run the ball here on 2nd down, short gain.
Tom, that's 86, it looks like to me. 86 or 84?
86 we'll go with. So Joe West is the quarterback.
That's what it looks like. Let me see if I can get a clearer look on the TV here, or monitor.
2-yard pickup on 2nd down, so the Green Devils looking 3rd and long here. The ball at about the 27-yard line. It is number 86, Joe West at quarterback, a 6'2", 190-pound sophomore. He's in the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 right, a single back behind him in the backfield. Trying to draw Nekoosa offside, and I think Adams Friendship moved instead.
Yeah.
25, Cody Fetter. Got a little nervous in that slot back position.
False start against the Green Devils.
That's going to cost the Green Devils 5 yards.
Repeat 3rd.
Have you ever seen the Gridiron Trophy, Tom?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either. I don't even know what it would look like.
It could be a plaque. It could be a 4-foot-high trophy. It could be made of gold for all we know. But no, I've never seen it on the field after a game.
No, I have not either. I have no idea what it looks like.
I mean, they just invented that, about 5 years ago or so, didn't they?
Yeah, they wanted a rivalry and they wanted something to play for.
Same formation for the Green Devils on 3rd down now. West. Oh, he had a man open down the field, overshot him though. 27, James Kipfer made a pretty good move and shook himself open, but the ball was overthrown. So 4th down comes quickly for AF. So they sent on the punt squad. And I mentioned Adams Friendship with 1 conference championship in all those years. Nekoosa working on number 14 in the South Central.
Is that all they had, Tom, was 1 conference championship?
1 conference championship. And we were trying to think what year that would have been. Would it be in the Blakely
Oh,
era?
my gosh.
Oh, look at the snap over the center's head. Covers the football and does get off a kick, and hey, they're going to get positive yardage here.
Yeah.
Adams Friendship is. As the ball is down out at the 35-yard line.
I think Nekoosa was trying to set up the return, and that was part of our problem of not getting to the kicker.
I couldn't tell you what year Adams Friendship won the conference, but we were thinking about Joe Wagner that period.
Okay.
Back when your son played, Dan.
Yes.
And also Mark Blakely, a little more recent, but that's even 10 years ago now. Yeah, Nekoosa, if they get a conference title this year, that'll be their 14th, and that'll tie Reedsburg for the most in the conference history. Owen's going to throw on first down. Had a man out there, overthrew him. Hunter Sipla, the intended receiver. Pretty good rush by number 2, Frank Murray, on the Nekoosa quarterback. So Nekoosa, which is a running team, no doubt about that, comes out and throws the ball on first down. Owen Linsmeyer, the quarterback, by the way, he's a senior. Behind him in the backfield, sophomore Tarek Tuttle and senior Colton Kokoka. 2nd and 10. Tuttle, left side, got a big hole. Boy, he had a guard leading the play. He couldn't find anybody to block that time.
I agree, Tom.
Tarek takes it all the way down to the 25. That's close to a first down. It is a first down.
I was gonna say I could have ran through that, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think you're dreaming, Dan. You could have driven through it, maybe. But yeah, big hole on that left side. Wingback is Aaron Peckham. He lines up on the right side. Everybody tight in this formation. Big splits, and Owen looks to throw again. This time he's got a man, that's Peckham, and Aaron takes it in at about the 13-yard line. That'll be another first down. Actually going to mark it at the 14.
I think Colton Kokoka thought that ball was for him.
Zipped right by him, right into the hands of Aaron Peckham. Johnner Allison, the center for Nekoosa, he gets up over the ball. They run it here for very little. Good play defensively by the Green Devils.
Kokoka gets hit by Wyatt Pratt at the line.
So Colton Kokoka's first carry nets a yard.
I'm looking at the sideline, Tom, and Adams Friendship only has 11 players suited up on the sidelines.
So 22 available for this game, huh? I wonder how many of those are freshmen. Nekoosa, 2nd down and 9, though the scoreboard says 3rd and 9. I'm sure that's not right.
No, it's 2nd down, I can tell you.
Colton got away, heading for the corner. Colton Kokoka, touchdown, Nekoosa. Colton Kokoka takes it 14 yards to pay dirt. Nekoosa on the board first. They lead 6-0 with 9:30 to play here in the opening period.
And Adams Friendship defender had a chance to get him, but just missed the tackle. Or I should say Kokoka actually broke it.
And then he used the speed to outrun the defense. And again, Nekoosa on the board. Brad Savage on to attempt the kick. And he nails it through the middle. 9:30 to play, first quarter. Nekoosa 7, Adams Friendship nothing. So again, Brad Savage puts a toe into it, or maybe an instep. Green Devils fake the reverse, and pretty effective as Joe Duty brings it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
Looked like he had more room to run, Tom. I don't know if he hesitated.
He got hit pretty good by Kokoka there. And again, as I mentioned last week, Colton is pretty much the last resort, the safety valve for that kick return defense. Crowd pretty quiet right now, early in the first quarter.
And Adams doesn't have a crowd.
Adams Friendship in the I formation this time. And they run the fullback, I believe.
Good
for a pretty good game.
Yeah. 3.
Hunter Miller on the stop.
Tackle made by Hunter Miller. Short gain on the play, second down.
Got out to about the 35. It was a little bit shorter than I thought it was. I thought maybe that was a 5-yard pickup at first, but it turns out to be a 3-yard pickup for the fullback. Who I believe is Zach Sparby, excuse me. Second and about 7. West. Pretty good arm there, but a drop on the far side.
You know, in all fairness to Adams' quarterback, it seems like he was, short straw maybe after the first quarterback got injured?
Yeah, we're not too certain who that first quarterback was, or if it was Mario Chavez or who. But yeah, it's Joe West tonight, number 86 at quarterback. Third down already, 3rd and 6. West this time in the shotgun with a single back next to him. And he hands off to that single back. And a good gain out to the 40. Still going to be a little bit short of the first down. That was number 38, Wyatt Pratt with a carry. Needed to get to the 42. And he got out to about the 40. So 4th down rolls around again. What are the Devils going to do here?
I just heard the coaches telling the defense to watch the ball, so no offsides.
Lathan Fowler, I believe, is the punter for the Green Devils. And he hits a pretty good kick.
Yes.
Colton
Nice.
Kokoka at the 23. Looking for a block. Still on his feet across the 40. I thought for sure Colton was going to shoot for that far side.
I agree with you, Tom. I thought so too.
I think if he would have got outside there, he'd still be running. So Nekoosa gets it back with a 7-0 lead. They're going to mark the football at the Papermaker 41-yard line. Nekoosa decked out in their pink socks tonight. If you see the sideline, you'll see all the coaches with pink shirts on. October Cancer Awareness Month, and of course it really touches Nekoosa this year as one of the high school students, Hunter Hepler, battling a cancer. Hunter just a freshman. Big benefit for Hunter tomorrow at the community center, as they'll be raising some money to help Hunter fight his disease. Second and 9, ball at the 42. Kokoka left side, narrow first down. Going to mark him at about the 50.
The center of that Adams line, defensive line, is pretty good. They've got nothing up the middle, Tom, where that was our success with some other teams.
Tis true, and we looked at the size of the linemen and whatnot, and they don't look like a real big team on paper. Colton breaks out of there, loses his footing at the 30. But a 21-yard gain for the Nekoosa senior and another first down.
First down, Nekoosa.
Boy, what can you say about Colton Kokoka this year? He has just had an outstanding season. Wasn't bad last year, really. But, I mean, just look at his stats this year compared to last year. And Colton has just blossomed this year as a running back.
Oh,
Quick throw. Hunter Miller. 5, touchdown. Owen Linsmeyer connects with Hunter Miller, 29 yards to the end zone. Nekoosa now with a 13-0 lead with 6:37 to play here in the first quarter.
Tom, there was nobody on him when the pass was thrown. Nearest defender was probably 10, 15 yards from him.
Good for the Nekoosa passing game. They were 1 out of 3 for a -2 yards last week against Wautoma. Off to a much better start here. Savage knocks through point number 14. 6:37 to play, first quarter. It's now Nekoosa 14 and Adams Friendship nothing. On this beautiful Friday evening, Brad Savage hits a line drive, bounces down to about the 20.
His knee touched.
Chris Deja picked up the football there, but as Dan mentioned, he was in a kneeling position when he caught it, so down there. So Nekoosa will take it out to 20. You know, Dan, there's a Adams Friendship crowd over there. You know, it's
Yeah, it picked up since
there's
we
probably
started
about
the game.
70, 80 people over there, maybe.
If you count them once and double it.
Just a few parents in the group, I'm sure. But, you know, it's hard to
It
get
is.
excited about a football program that just struggles year in and year out. West lost the football, picked up. Nekoosa has it. I think that's Miller that recovered
Hunter Miller.
the fumble.
Paper football.
I know Trent Layton was in the backfield. I'm not sure who else was, but the pressure gets to West. And Nekoosa with a turnover, and they are sitting pretty at the Adams Friendship 15-yard line. Haven't quite played 6 minutes yet in this game. Nekoosa looking for their third score here in the quarter. Again, Owen looks to throw. Got a receiver. Cody Schmidt. Cody breaks the tackle. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Nekoosa.
Cody Schmidt for the touchdown.
Cody Schmidt, 15 yards from Owen. 6:23 to play now in the second quarter. Nekoosa extended their lead now to 20-0.
Well, I think Nekoosa's trying, the coaches, I think what they're trying to do is trying to get that passing game going, Tom. Like you said, we were minus 2 yards last week.
Yeah, the last 2-3 weeks,
Yeah.
It's been really stagnant for Nekoosa. And again, Brad Savage on. Boy, did he hit that one well, huh? That ball's out in the swamp out there.
With the extra point.
6:23 to play, first quarter. Little bit of football history happening at Holland Field right now. As on to kick off for Nekoosa, number 16 is Kaylee Jensen. And to my recollection, that's the first time I've seen a female on the varsity football field here in Nekoosa. Kaylee squibs it into the end zone. She was trying to kick it short, but just couldn't hold back.
Kaylee Jensen kicks off with a touchback.
And I think she's a bit of a crowd favorite, wouldn't you think? Good job by Kaylee. Hopefully we'll get to see her attempt a point after or a field goal.
Yeah,
tonight.
I'd like to see that too,
That'd be
Tom.
interesting. So the clock sticks with 6:29, even though I thought it was 6:23. My eyes are just not what they should be.
It is 6:23, Tom.
That looks like 6:29 now. Good thing I'm not doing my eye test tonight. Huh?
Yeah. Is Jill Dillon in the house?
Did I say A? Hey, there's a good throw. Did he get a good catch? No.
Yes. Did he catch it?
No, it was incomplete, intended for Fowler, number 88.
Incomplete, second down.
West now 0 for 4 throwing the football. Adams Friendships has the ball 3 times now. So far they've run 8 plays. 4 of those pass incompletions. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Single back behind the quarterback West. He'll throw again. Got a receiver and another drop. Wow. Boy, he put that ball out there nicely.
Right on the money.
Jacob Babcock hit him in stride, did West, and
Incomplete, third down.
went right through the hands of Babcock. 3rd and 10. Still 6:12 to play here in the opening period. West will be under center this time. Green Devils with 1 receiver wide left, 1 right, 2 in the backfield behind the quarterback. Trying to set up a screen, and West just threw it away.
Yes, I agree with you, Tom.
And he was lucky that wasn't intercepted.
I agree with you on that account, too.
4th and long.
Trent Layton was all over the Adams Friendship quarterback that time. It's not a bad play call in that situation, that's for certain, but it just wasn't executed well. So for the 3rd time in the quarter, the Green Devils will punt it away. Short spiral And Tuttle didn't want anything to do with it, so he let it hit down at the 45-yard line by number 32, Zach Sparby. 5:58 to play yet in the quarter. Nekoosa is going to start from the Green Devil 44-yard line.
I think we got some new faces already out there, Tom, in that defensive line, offensive line. I might be wrong.
Well, I see Leighton out there yet. I see number 63, Nick Spansky at the right tackle. I see Holden at the left tackle. Center is the same.
Okay.
Owen on the option. Good pickup, still on his feet. Boy, I thought he was going to step out of bounds there.
I did too.
Excuse me, no quitting Owen there.
Owen Linsmeyer.
He picks up 14 yards and another first down. First down number 3 for the Papers. I mentioned before what a beautiful night it is. It is probably 60 degrees plus yet. We've got the moon shining over Holland Field above us. It's just a gorgeous night. I hear it's going to change, though. Chance of a few flurries or whatever come Wednesday. That's what my daughter told me, anyway. Owen, short gain this time.
Owen Linsmeyer
Knocked out of bounds by Joe Duty. He picked up about 2 on the play.
Gain a few on that play, second down.
I always tell Jim Allen that Nekoosa should play baseball in the fall, and we should play football in the spring.
I agree.
Because you get such great fall weather for baseball, and in the spring you get such bad weather for baseball. Hunter Sipla down inside the 15.
Hunter Sipla, the runner.
13 yards for the Adams Friendship transfer.
Another paper maker first down.
Sort of interesting. I looked at the on wisports.net. I looked at the roster for Adams Friendship. My golly, number 7 was Hunter Sipla. So I don't know when they made a decision to move to Rome and enroll in Nekoosa School District, but yeah, Hunter's on both rosters. 1st and 10 from the 16. Straight ahead, Tuttle. Double T takes it down to about the 10.
That was a nice pickup. That was all on his own.
Derek Tuttle, the carrier. Zach Sparby in on the tackle.
Again, Sparby in on the stop. Nekoosa going to the ground game a little bit more on this drive. Though Owen has had a nice night thus far throwing it. 3 out of 4 for 55 yards and 2 scores. 2nd and 4, the ball at the 9-yard line. Sipla in motion. They hand it this time to Kokoka, and a good play is made on him, but he breaks the tackle and picks up positive yardage. We get a flag away from the ball. I don't know who that's going to go on.
I don't either, Tom.
It's going to be a personal foul one way or the other, I'm sure.
I don't know what he saw. Was there holding?
No, I think it's going to be a
Face mask?
It's going to be a nasty personal foul. It's going to go against the Green Devils.
Penalty against the Green Devils.
Now, in high school, do they tack that on to the end of the play, or do they just nullify the play and then mark off the penalty? I'm not sure.
We'll see.
Or maybe it depends on when the penalty occurred, after the play or during the play.
Yeah. They're going half the distance to the goal, Tom.
So they take it from the 9 down to the 4 or 4.5. And Nekoosa now 1st and goal at the 3. Confusion in the backfield, a bad flip or pitch, and Nekoosa's going to lose a bunch on 1st down. Linsmeyer ran into one of his running backs and then still tried to pitch it to Kokoka, and Colton
Sparby in on the tackle.
had to go back and retrieve the football and lost about 5. So now it's 2nd and 9, 3:55 yet to play here in the quarter. They pitch it. Peckham can't get outside. Good play made that time by number 34, is that?
Peckham, the carrier.
33.
Sparby again on the tackle.
32 make that. Zach Sparby. He's had a pretty good ball game.
Maybe we'll get to see Kaylee kick a field goal, Tom.
Sparby, a 5'8", 170-pound junior linebacker. They marked the ball at about the 6. So I'll see what Coach Jason Becker dials up here for his Nekoosa offense. They're going to throw. Owen lets it fly. Got a man. Good catch. Touchdown, Nekoosa. Nice throw that time by Owen.
Touchdown, Papermaker.
He finds Aaron Peckham in the end zone for a 6-yard score. Nekoosa now extends that lead to 27-0.
That was a nice catch, Tom.
And as predicted, Kaylee Jensen on the field. And she's going to attempt the extra point for Nekoosa. Like I said, more history, right? The first female high school student to score a point for the Nekoosa varsity football team. Owen, the holder. It's up, and I think she pushed it wide.
And the extra point is no good.
Butterfly's got the best of her that time. 3:03 to play in the quarter. It's now Nekoosa 27 and Adams Friendship nothing. Kaylee has it teed up, and she kicks it away. Taken at about the 25-yard line. Trying to get outside is the Adams Friendship returner. And gets back to about the 32-yard line. Who was that masked man?
Frank Murray on the return.
Frank Murray, number 2, with the return. .254 to play yet here in the quarter. First quarter, Nekoosa up by 4 scores. Green Devils still looking for their first down. They've been 3 and out their first 3 possessions. Well, actually, they've had 4 possessions.
I was going to say 4.
Fumbled the football on first down, one of those possessions. West in trouble. Throws it away. That should be grounding.
It is.
And we get a flag from one of the
It's grounding.
officials downfield. And again, I think that was Trent Layton draped all over the quarterback West. And now the official explaining his case to the umpire, make that the referee. And they will mark off the penalty. They actually take the ball back to where it was thrown from. I didn't realize that. I wonder if that's loss of down in high school also.
We're going to see in a little while, Tom.
So, grounding the football, and I believe it is second down.
5 yards from the spot of the pass.
Yep.
Loss of down.
Well, according to PA announcer Steve Bouchard, it's 5 yards from the spot of the pass, so they even hit you for another 5 yards.
Wow.
So, second down and a bunch. Green Devils need to get out to the 42. They're at their 15-yard line. From the shotgun, West lobs it toward the sideline. Is that a completion?
I don't know if he was in bounds or
He's
not.
out of bounds. That ball was up in the air a long time.
Incomplete.
I think you're thinking of Tyler Stevenson.
Tyler Stevenson, that's who I was thinking of before, yep. Dan had a moment he had his share there. Basketball right around the corner, too. How about that? I was thinking about that the other day. Thanksgiving is only about, what, 6-7 weeks away. Look how fast the football season's gone. It's just incredible.
It is.
This is week number 8 already.
Did you mention that Nekoosa's ranked just
No, I haven't mentioned
in
that
WIS
yet.
Sports?
3rd and 25. There's a completion as West finds Joe Duty
Joe West. It's Joe Duty.
out to the 25-yard line. So their first completion's good for 10 yards. The problem is they needed about 30 yards for a first down. Yeah, as Dan mentioned, WISsports.net, Division 4, right? If you look at the Division 4 rankings, Nekoosa back in again. They are like the 7th ranked team. And guess who the number 6 team is in Division 4? Did you guess yet?
Oh, I know, it's Columbus.
Columbus. Oh, look at that punt. After a couple of good punts. Who's the punter, by the way? Is that 86?
Papermaker Football.
It is Joe West. He's the punter also. That one just went off the side of West's foot. And going to end up with like a 4-yard punt.
Are we still in the first quarter, Tom?
2:04 yet to play here in the opening period. So back to the rankings. Yeah, Nekoosa number 7, Columbus number 6. Of course, Nekoosa lost their one game to Columbus. And of course, former head coach Scott Hilber leading that Columbus crew this year. 1st and 10. Nekoosa left side. Oh, almost got out of there.
Nekoosa gets tripped up by Cody Fetter.
That Lodi-Columbus game should be a good game. Lodi's ranked number 2, I believe, in Division 4.
Is that tonight?
I don't think it's tonight. I think it's the last game of the season.
Oh, okay.
There's a flag.
And
Boy, that came late.
that's got to be some type of,
Verbal.
I was going to say disciplinary penalty. It came after the play,
Yeah.
long after the play. And I think maybe, I think there may be some language going on out there. Let's see who it goes against.
Yeah.
The back judge threw the flag, and I don't know,
Unsportsmanlike conduct, I think, isn't that?
probably, yeah.
Illegal substitution.
Oh, illegal
Illegal
substitution.
substitution. I don't know there was such a thing in high school.
Well, somebody knows their rule book.
Wow. How does that work? You're a defense, and you got a legal substitution long before the ball was snapped?
Well, maybe they had 12 guys in the huddle and then one left.
Oh, okay. Or maybe it was actually part of the last play. They just threw the flag late. Counting bodies. Nekoosa picked up about 6 yards on the carry. Now, did they add that on? Looks like they're adding it on at the end of the play. And it's a big penalty.
How can you have illegal substitution on defense, though?
I'm not sure. It's a 10-yard penalty. So Nekoosa with a 1st down. At about the Adams Friendship 11-yard line. Owen. Thrown to the end zone again, and the ball is incomplete. Intended, I believe, for Colton.
Brett Gersmel, the intended receiver.
Brett Gersmel was the intended receiver.
Incomplete.
So Brett in the ball game. Brett, one of the Nekoosa seniors, 150-pound, 5'9" receiver. And Owen now 3 out of 6 throwing the football. Still a $1.31 to play in the quarter. Senior night here in Nekoosa. Of course, you saw this. If you saw the early part of this game, you saw the Nekoosa seniors, both the cheerleaders and the football players being announced. Big hole up the middle. Who is that with the football?
Tuttle, I believe.
Tarek Tuttle all the way down
Tarek Tuttle,
to about the
carrier.
1-yard line. I believe that's another 1st down.
They didn't take the things down yet, so.
1st and goal, Nekoosa.
Now they did.
1st down, number 5 for Nekoosa in the quarter. Hunter Sipla brings in the play from Coach Becker's bench. Nekoosa and who's the other running back? Is that 23? I'm sorry, that's Owen, 21. Throws again, Sipla. Touchdown.
Owen Linsmeyer hits.
Nekoosa throws on 1st and goal from the 1. And Sipla with a catch and the touchdown. Nekoosa extends their lead to 33-0 with 59 seconds to play in the quarter. Touchdown number 5 for the Papermakers here in the 1st period.
I don't know if I've ever seen a 5-touchdown quarter by one team.
I always remember the Packers doing that to Atlanta back in like 66 or 67. They had a 35-point first quarter, which included 2 touchdown kickoff returns by Travis Williams.
I remember him.
Wow. Timeout on the field. So now we're set. Nekoosa with 11 players out there. Kaylee Jensen will attempt the point. Nekoosa the snapper, Linsmeyer the holder, and this one is blocked. So the score holds. 59 seconds to play. 33-0 Nekoosa. Kaylee Jensen hits it down to about the 15-yard line. Good return off the right side. Oh, what a big hit.
There's going to be a penalty on that too, Tom.
Ball came out. There's a couple of flags on the play. That first flag came out in a hurry, didn't it?
Yes.
So I almost think that's going to be on Adams Friendship. The second one is probably helmet to helmet.
I'm thinking the first one was helmet to helmet.
And the return man still down for the Green Devils. 51 seconds to play first quarter.
And he's not moving.
Well, we're going to have a re-kick on that last play. 2 penalties. The first was a holding call on Adams Friendship on the return. The second was a helmet-to-helmet hit by a Nekoosa player. So the offsetting penalties means that Kaylee kicks another one off. This one squibbed and recovered at about the 32-yard line.
Brandon Smith covers up the kick. Green Devil football.
That's probably the best field position that Adams had this half.
By the way, the injured player before for Adams Friendship was number 25, Cody Fetter. And if I use an old term to describe what happened, I would say he had his bell rung.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be fine. He walked off the field, but
I doubt if you see him again.
Certainly have to check him
precaution.
for concussion symptoms and make sure as they take good care of his health. So I don't think we'll see Fetter back in the ball game tonight. First down run by the Green Devils takes them over the 35-yard line to about the 36.
About 3 yards, 2.5,
Zach
3.
Barbie, the ball
32, Zach Sparby
Gerardo Gonzalez
with the carry. Gonzalez in on the stop for Nekoosa. Clock winding down on this first period. 30 seconds to play. Time enough for about one more play, unless the Green Devils throw here on second down and about 6. Receiver right and left. 2 backs behind the quarterback in an I formation. West picked off. Tarek Tuttle with it. Tuttle cuts upfield and returns it back to about the 20-yard line.
I almost think that pass was tipped before he intercepted it.
It could be, but Tuttle made a good play on it anyway. And Nekoosa with their second turnover tonight, or they've intercepted a pass plus recovered a fumble. And they'll have the football. They mark it at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. First team still out there, Owen Linsmeyer, the quarterback, Nekoosa, and I think that's Aaron Peckham now in the backfield, replacing Tuttle. Wingback is Matt McDonald now. Colton, behind the black of Peckham, takes it down to the 10. 12 yards and a first down. And with that first down, this first period comes to an end. It's all Nekoosa in quarter number 1. Our score, the Papermakers 33 and the Adams Friendship Green Devils nothing. So Nekoosa with the football as we begin the second quarter. From the 11-yard line. That's Colton Nekoosa zigs and zags his way for 6 points. Touchdown, Nekoosa. Colton Nekoosa takes it 10 yards. On the opening play of the second quarter, Nekoosa now leading this ball game 39-0. So everybody getting into the scoring act here for the Papermakers in the first half. Colton with his first score, I'd make that his second score tonight. He also has a 14-yard run for a score. Kaylee Jensen bangs it through. History made at Holland Field. 11:54 to play. First half, it's now Nekoosa 40 and Adams Friendship nothing. Jensen ready to kick it back to the Green Devils. Short kick picked up at about the 31-yard line and returned to the 36. Brett Gershmo with the stop.
Wrong 24. Oh, they don't have a 24. Tackle made by Brett Gersbell.
You know, the Green Devils still looking for their first down of this ball game. They had a total of 18 yards on offense in that first half, 8 on the ground, 10 in the air. Conversely, Nekoosa with 176 yards in offense, 121 on the ground, 55 through the air. From the shotgun, Green Devils, 3 receivers right. West is buried by Hunter Siplo.
And you're right, Tom. He was buried. And it wouldn't have been him. It would have been the other one on the right side, whoever that was.
I don't think Siplo was even blocked that time. Just no way. He was back there so quickly. Adams Friendship's going to take a timeout. Nick Storman wants to talk to his team. 11:34 to play in the half. 40-0 Nekoosa. So Adams Friendship ready to go here. 2nd and 16 from the 31. West pitches it this time. Frank Murray, the ball carrier, and he probably lost a yard.
Linus, yeah.
Murray, the carrier. Dylan Bauer on the
Dylan Bauer on the stop. They mark it back at the 30-yard line.
Yes.
So the Green Devils have run 2 plays here to begin the second quarter, and they've lost 7 yards between those 2 plays. 3rd and long again for AF.
They don't know the play.
We're going to run from the shotgun this time. 2 receivers right, nobody on the left side. See if they try to go back to that left side. Well, they won't get a chance here as West fumbled the snap. And he takes it, or covers it up back on the 21. So not a good possession. 4th down coming up, 4th and very long, 4th and 26 now for Adams Friendship. Matt McDonald, Colton Kokoka back, awaiting the kick from Joe West. Actually, they have the 3rd man back too. That's Tarek Tuttle. Good snap this time. West with a little wind at his back, maybe. Gets a good kick.
Yeah, it was a good kick. Nice roll, too.
Takes Adams Friendship hop down inside the Nekoosa 40-yard line. As I mentioned before, it's Parents' Night tonight. And all the parents of the senior players introduced before the game, including 2 from the Blue Man group. Who are those mystery people dressed in blue tonight? They walked out with Owen Linsmeyer, so I wonder if there's some type of relation to Owen. Huh. I think they wear the blue just to stay warm on these balmy evenings. Well, that doesn't make any sense either. 1st down for Nekoosa. The ball at the 39. Owen, the quarterback. Hands it off. Kokoka trying to find a hole on the right side. Managed to find a little bit of a crease and get out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, Tom, and then all of a sudden you look up and he's got 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, Colton, I think he's a lot stronger this year than he was last year, but he still has the quickness, too. And he's pretty low to the ground, too, so he's probably hard to find at times amongst all those linemen. McDonald, the wingback, he lines up on the left side. Kokoka, the only running back behind the quarterback. Sipla in motion, and they give it to Colton. Colton again picks his way.
1st down.
Across the 50 to the 49. Another 6-yard pickup for the Nekoosa senior. 1st down, number 7 for Nekoosa. Murray in on the stop for AF. Only 1 week of regular season left. Nekoosa hits the road next week. They have to go down to Wisconsin Dells to play the finale. It's going to be a huge game for Nekoosa. A win means a conference title. A loss means maybe a share of the conference title. You certainly don't want that. Tuttle. No, that's Kokoka again.
You know, Tom, it's also going to be a big game for the Dells. Because all they need is 1 more win to qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, and they've got Watoma tonight, I think, don't they?
Let me look. Yes, they do have Watoma.
Which is a tough game for them. They'll have Nekoosa next week. So.
First visit from the chain gang.
There's a new center in the ball game, number 67. Wyatt Caberly in the ball game. Wyatt's seen a lot of action this year. Got to measure for that first down. By the way, the Nekoosa coaches were out here, Wednesday night? That's why the field looks so nicely, so nicely striped, because as we look at the 45-yard line there. But, you know, the marking of the 10, 20, 30, et cetera, looks very nice.
And the clip guy, Corey Gersmel.
Nekoosa just short of that first down. Going to be second in inches. Just a happy night here in Nekoosa. We just had a round of applause for the chain gang, which is Mark Brost, I believe, and Corey Gersmel and Gordy Freeman. Did they take a bow? I hope they at least waved to the crowd. Second and 2.5 inches. Colton's not going to get there.
No, he's not going to get it.
Nice play by the interior of that defense. And they bent Colton back pretty good that time, but Kokoka gets up.
Lost a little bit.
Lost the yard. Third down.
Nekoosa's second negative yardage play of the night. The other one was on a bad pitch. So a little more interesting here now. Third and a good yard for the Papermakers.
Quarterback sneak?
No. They have 3 backs. It's like a T backfield this time behind the quarterback. They pitch the middleman, who's Colton, and he gets a couple of tough yards and a first down. He earned it. What about that Adams Friendship defense? All of a sudden getting a little bit tough out there.
Nose on the sidelines, another quarterback swarming up for Nekoosa.
Sure enough, number 12, Brandon Kundert, getting loose. Might see some action here in the first half yet. 8:05 to play here in the quarter. Nekoosa 1st and 10 from the 38, the Adams Friendship 38-yard line. Peckham. Aaron gets a good block and makes the most out of it. Inside the 20 to the 16-yard line.
Was that Derek Tuttle that made that good block, 35?
That was Tuttle out in front, and yeah, he did a great job of holding that block. He allowed Aaron to pick his route off that block, and Aaron was fairly patient too, waiting on the block. So yeah, nice play by Tuttle, nice run by Peckham. 17 on the carry. 1st and 10 now from the AF-17. Sipla in motion. Kokoka with a carry. Colton might have been better off taking it to the outside that time. He cut it up. Still picked up a good gain of about 5 yards.
Kokoka the carrier, Libby Pratt on the tackle.
Second down coming up. 7 minutes to play, second quarter. Nekoosa up big right now.
Adams players got to be getting tired. They've been out on the field for a long time, haven't they? We got a penalty.
Yeah, Nekoosa's run a lot more plays. Somebody lined up offside.
That's what I'm thinking, Tom. I agree.
It's going to go out of AF. When it rains, it pours. No, it's going to go on Nekoosa. When it rains, close the window. So Nekoosa's first penalty of the night cost him 5 yards.
Actually, second.
Oh, that's right. We had the offsetting.
The offsetting one there, yeah. Didn't cost them anything except they had to re-kick.
Second and about 10 now for Nekoosa. It's a long 10. Straight ahead. Again, not much there.
No.
Kokoka brought down by Ethan Chaffee.
Sparby in on the stop, along with Ethan Chaffee, one of the defensive linemen. So Nekoosa facing a rare third down situation, actually third and long even. 3rd and 8 for the Papermakers.
Pass play, Tom?
I don't know. That's a tough call in this situation. They will throw it. Owen in trouble, got away. Fires it up and throws it away. Looking for Hunter Miller in the end zone, and Hunter had like, what, 4 defenders around him.
Incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down.
So what does Nekoosa do here, Dan?
Go for it. Too far out for a field goal, I think, for Kaylee, so I think you go for it.
Yeah, Brad Savage was roughed on the last extra point that he attempted, but I think he's fine. I think he could kick. Nekoosa just making the decision to go here on 4th and 8 based on the score. 40-0 now with 5:59 to play in the half. Nobody split wide. Owen. Sipla lost the football, got it back. The question is, did he get a first down?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's really close.
Hunter Sipla on the reception and the recovery.
What does it look like to Eagle Eye Jim?
They're going to measure.
Well, it looks like he's got a first down there.
Jim says they got a first down. Jim's the only one that has eyes up here.
I was just looking at the monitor here, and it looks like they're well ahead of it, but I guess I'm seeing it wrong. Just barely got it.
First and goal, Nekoosa.
Just barely got it. But they got it. How about that? Sipla had to lose, I don't know, a yard or a couple of feet or something when he lost the football. So Nekoosa lucky there. So they've got a new set of downs. First and goal. They're going to mark the ball at the 7. Clock is running, 5:50 to play, second quarter. Counter play. Not this time. A lot of penetration. And a good play by number 79, is it? Joe Donahue. As he was in the backfield.
Lost some yard at second and goal.
They lost 7 on the play. Adams Friendship's going to be sort of happy with their defense right now. They're not rolling over by any means. They made some good plays on this possession.
A nice block there.
Kakoka.
Another nice block.
Got the edge. Fighting for that extra yard. Takes it down to about the 5. Well, they're going to mark it about the 3.
Boy, he had nice blocking.
Jacob Babcock in on the tackle.
So Colton got 11 of the needed 14 yards. Nekoosa facing now a 3rd down and goal from the 3.
Run the same play.
I think they can get outside on this team, yep. I'm impressed with how the interior of that Adams Friendship defense has played pretty well. They have not been easy to run against off tackle. They run to the other side. Kakoka into the end zone. Colton with his 3rd score on the night, this time a 3-yard run. Comes at the 4:26 mark of the second quarter. Nekoosa now on top, 46-0. So Nekoosa showed a little bit of persistence that time. Had a couple of breaks, the penalty, and a loss of yardage play, but they bounce back and get it in the end zone. And the kick is no good. 4:26 to play, second quarter. It's now Nekoosa 46 and Adams Friendship nothing. Kaylee puts a foot into it. Picked up at the 30-yard line. Hey, good return. As Chris Deja broke a tackle, got out to the 42.
I believe that Adams right now is in 4-down territory. I think anything over the 40-yard line.
I don't think it can hurt him right now.
No.
Green Devils, actually negative rushing yards in this game. Net offense, I think they have two to the good side right now. It's been tough for them offensively. See what they do here from the 42, first down. They're going to run it.
Nothing.
Short gain, if any, right?
I'm going to say line of scrimmage.
Center on the carry.
Tristan Holden in on the stop.
Justin Mortel in on the tackle.
Along with Justin Mortel.
Second down.
I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of these older players on the field for Nekoosa in the second half. We're going to see a lot of new faces out there, which is really good for those lot of new faces. They want to get out there and participate in these games as well. 2nd and 10, this time from the gun. Man in motion. West runs it, drags Mortel about 3 yards up to the 46-yard line.
Ball brought down by Mortel.
4 yards on the pickup, 3rd and 6 coming up. That's going to be interesting in the conference. The game tonight between Wautoma and the Dells is an interesting game, and of course the game between Westfield and
Boston.
No, next week, Westfield and Wautoma. That's going to be a real interesting game and a key game in the conference. Of course, Nekoosa's game against the Dells will also be. Then it'll be playoff time. There's a good throw, good catch.
Nice catch. Little short, about 2 yards, 2.5.
Short of the first down, as Dan said.
But they'll go for it.
Tackled by Aaron Peckham.
My golly, that was Cody Fetter. He's back on the field after suffering that injury back in the first quarter. I didn't think we'd see Fetter the rest of the night. So Adams Friendship 4-down territory, as Dan mentioned. 4th and 3 from the 49. They're going to go for it. From the shotgun, they run it. And they've got their first down on the night as Zach Sparby takes it down to the 45.
Sparby with the run.
I think the Nekoosa fans are clapping for Adams.
Tackle, first down for the Green Devils.
It could be a parent clapping for his son, who's finally on that defensive side of the football.
Oh, okay.
But I don't see a whole lot of substitutes in there yet for Nekoosa. I see Gershmal out there at one of the cornerbacks. We had Matt McDonald in as the safety. West, under a lot of duress, tried to get the ball out to Jacob Babcock.
And they were open.
Well, he was going to throw it once, but had to reload because there was some hands in his face. Did a good job just getting rid of the football. .201 to play now in the quarter, 2nd and 10 from the Nekoosa 44. Down the middle, Matt McDonald with the pick. McDonald down the sidelines, got some room. Good cut. Breaks a tackle. He's a madman. All the way down to the 20.
Cody Schmidt with the interception.
That was Cody Schmidt evident. I thought that was Matt McDonald. That was Cody Schmidt.
We got a penalty, Tom,
And the
after.
flag coming in at the end.
I should have known that was Cody Schmidt, the big play man. And the flag is what on the end?
I don't know. They do it after the play was dead.
It's going to be a dead ball fall. That's unsportsmanlike again.
Nekoosa.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Papermakers.
So that one goes against Nekoosa. So Schmidt returned the football down to the 20. The penalty takes it back to about the 35. Nekoosa still with a minute 42 to play in the half. What do you do here, Dan?
What do you do?
Minute 42 to play.
I think you just run it.
Nekoosa's secret weapon right now is Clay Lieber. He checks into the backfield.
Timeout.
Timeout.
And Nekoosa needs a timeout to reorg. Minute 42 to play in the half, 46-0 Nekoosa. So Nekoosa 1st and 10. They run the football left side, Tarek Tuttle for about a yard. Clock running, a minute 30 to play in the half. Deja again on the stop. Let's check out that backfield now. As I mentioned, Clay Lever in the ballgame. He is one of the Well, he's the only back right now behind the quarterback Linsmeyer. Tuttle and Aaron Peckham, the wing backs on each side. Owen got a target. I believe that's number 4, Ryan Liebherr, with a catch.
Ryan Lieber with the catch.
By golly, I got one right, Dan. I'm rolling now. Liebherr with a catch down to the 20-yard line. And Owen having a good half throwing the football. First down, number 12 for the Papermakers. Clock still running, 50 seconds to play. 1st and 10 from the 20. Tuttle right side.
Oh.
Got some blocking in front of him. Tarek takes it down to about the 5-yard line. That's going to be another first down. The clock stops with 40 seconds to play.
Tuttle again with the carry. 1st and goal, Nekoosa.
See if this Nekoosa starting offense looks to score here with 40 seconds to play. You know they're done for the night after this drive.
Yeah. I would assume they are.
Wyatt Caberly over the football. Look for Clay Lieber here. Well, I would have been wrong. Owen threw it away. Trying to get the ball to Hunter Miller.
Miller, the intended receiver, incomplete.
So 2nd down coming up. 30 seconds yet to play in the half. Those loyal Adams Friendship fans still there, Dan. They're thinking this is a nice night to be outside right now.
It is a nice night.
Just think how bad it would be if it was 30 degrees with a 30-mile-an-hour wind. And
Snow and sleet.
yeah.
Sitting on top of a roof at the Dells.
Yeah. Well, those days are gone.
Yeah, those days are gone.
2nd and goal. They're going to run wide left. Peckham can't get to the edge. Nice play out there by number 7, Jacob Babcock, and Nekoosa, I think, stopped the clock.
Another timeout.
So they did stop the clock. 15 seconds to play in the half. So Nekoosa now 3rd down and goal, the ball at the 2-yard line. Peckham, right side, touchdown Nekoosa. Aaron Peckham takes it 2 yards. With just 11 seconds left to go in the half, Nekoosa now on top 52-0.
After the extra point here, we got 50-50 ticket already drawn. 50-50 ticket.
Kaylee on to attempt the point.
Buck 55.
She is 1 out of 3, I believe. And has that one blocked. So we're going to hold tight. Nekoosa with a 52-0 lead following the Peckham run. Jensen approaches the football. Knocks a pretty good kick this time down to about the 27. Picked up by Joe Duty. He's looking for a place to go. Breaks a tackle. Almost got out of there. Good effort by Duty. Who finally made the tackle there for Nekoosa? Is that the 66, 56, Trent Layton with the stop.
Trent Layton in on the tackle.
Well, one more play, Tom. 1.1 seconds.
Is that what that says out there?
Yeah.
I got the goalpost in the way now, so. Yeah, 1 second to play.
Number 6'1",
Not a whole lot you can do here offensively. I think I'd take a knee. But then again, I don't have a football team to coach, so. Quarterback West is under center, and they will throw the football. They run the screen. Almost picked off.
Almost picked off, Tom.
But a good catch and a good run by number 32, Zach Sparby.
Another first down.
And that's going to wrap it up for first half action. So Nekoosa in control at the break. Our score, Nekoosa 52 and Adams Friendship nothing.
about to go camp. Barbara Streisand.
The Nekoosa High School cheer team. Great job, girls.
Well, we've had a lot of scoring in this ball game, and you know what? We're only halfway through it. Nekoosa leading 52-0 at the break. Nekoosa with, let me try to do the math here, 8 scores in that first half, 8 scores. So we're going to run down those quickly. In the first quarter, Colton scored on a 14-yard run. Owen Linsmeyer hit Hunter Miller for a 29-yard touchdown pass. Owen also completed a touchdown pass to Cody Schmidt. He also hit Aaron Peckham. So holy cow, that's 3 touchdown throws. Actually, Owen had one more throw for a touchdown in that first quarter. 1-yarder to Hunter Sipla, 4 touchdown passes for for Owen. Nekoosa led 33-0 after 1 quarter. Second quarter, Nekoosa put 3 more scores on. Colton Kokoka, a 10-yard run. Colton with another 3-yard run, and Aaron Peckham scored on a 3-yard run. Again, Nekoosa leading 52-0 at halftime. Statistically, well, just what you thought the statistic would look like. Nekoosa dominates those as well. Paper makers rushed the football 31 yards for 205 yards in the first half. And Owen throwing the football, completed 5 out of 9 throws, over 77 yards and 4 touchdowns. Not bad. Adams Friendship, they struggle on offense. 11 carries, a -3 yards rushing. Throwing the football, Joe West, completed 3 out of 11 for 30 yards. Adams Friendship held to just 1 first down in that first half. Nekoosa put 13 first downs on the board in quarters 1 and 2. Second half coming up, Dan. I think we're going to see a lot of young faces out there for Nekoosa.
I agree with you, Tom. The only thing that was stopping Nekoosa from scoring more first downs was they were going in the end zone all the time.
Yeah, there weren't so much big plays, though. I mean, it's not like we've had the 80-yard run tonight or anything like that. They've been short drives. They had a lot of short fields. And, of course, Adams Friendship turned the ball over twice. I believe that was just 2 times, the interception and a fumble. Maybe 2 interceptions, right? Schmidt had an interception, and so did Tarek Tuttle, and then Nekoosa recovered 1 fumble.
I agree with you, Tom. There are going to be a lot of new faces out there second half for Nekoosa.
Beginning with the kickoff.
Yeah, a lot of clean uniforms, a lot of numbers I don't even recognize.
I see Curtis Fuhrman and Sam Tweedy heading back to return the kickoff from Adams Friendship. Adams Friendship not quite on the field yet. It's been a really extended halftime. I think we probably have about a 20-minute break.
Let's see, Austin Spang is out there, number 44, sophomore.
I think you're going to see the JVs for the most part for Nekoosa. And again, that's great for these players. They get to play on Friday night. Of course, a lot's going to be expected from these same kids next year when all those seniors move on for Nekoosa.
We were talking about that, Tom, in a PA box over there with the announcers and that. They believe that there's only 3 teams in the South Central that have JV teams this year.
Wow. Well, that's sad, isn't it? Of course, Nekoosa's one of them.
Yes.
Well, that really is sad.
Yeah, they don't believe Adams has a JV team. The Dells don't have a JV team, and they mentioned someone else.
Onside kick is coming. And it's going to be recovered by somebody, but what kind of shirt are they wearing? The ball was really battered around. I think Adams Friendship say that they have it. They unpile the bodies, and Nekoosa has it. So Nekoosa does survive the onside kick attempt by the Green Devils.
That bounced off about 4 players, Tom. 3 Nekoosa players for sure, and at least 1 Adams player.
I'm really surprised that Nekoosa ended up with the football.
I am too.
50 ticket one last time.
So Nekoosa's going to start from the 43-yard line. We expect to see number 12, Brandon Kundert, in at quarterback, and nope, that's still Owen. A few new faces on offense, like one of them is Brad Savage. Nekoosa kicker, seeing his first action, doing something other than kicking the football.
Good call to the carrier.
So Brad Savage lined up in the slot.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the seniors.
So Nekoosa with their seniors out there to run the first play of offense. And Nekoosa takes a timeout, and the seniors take a bow.
And that's why you're seeing all those new faces out there.
Now you're going to see the new faces.
Okay, new faces.
Now we're ready to play again. Brandon Kundert is the quarterback for Nekoosa. Clay Lieber in the backfield along with Sam Tweedy. And a broken play on first down. Kundert has to keep the football.
Brandon Kundert with the carry.
Kundert did pick up a yard
on the tackle. Okay, the last time I'm going to call this ticket number, ladies and gentlemen.
So Nekoosa's facing third down now. Of course, the seniors ran that first play for no gain, and Kundert with
got a couple minutes to get up here and visit.
With a yard on second down.
Yeah, and the new players that went in, apparently some did not know the play.
See how they do here on third down. They're going to run it with Tweedy, and he lost his footing as soon as he grabbed the football. And goes down at the 40.
Tripped up in the backfield.
I've seen these faces out here, or these players out here, at least one other time this season, late in the ball game. Can't remember which game. It was probably Mauston, huh? So who's back to punt now? Is that Matt McDonald? Yes, it is. So McDonald going to punt. High snap. He's going to have to run for it. He's going to go down at the 41.
Matt McDonald gets tackled by Zach Barbie.
McDonald really didn't want to run with that football, but he didn't have a whole lot of choice given where the snap ended up. So now we're going to see the Nekoosa JV defense on the field for the first time.
You know, Tom, I know it was the JVs running the offense that time, but you got to do better than that.
Yeah, especially when you had the whole half to talk about, you know, getting organized. Of course, they only ran 2 plays. Of course, the first one was a broken play, and the second play, Tweedy lost his footing. So, see how they do defensively now. 1st and 10, Adams Friendship from the Nekoosa 41. Sparby got away. Boy, they had him. And Zach Sparby dragging bodies with him down to about the 32-yard line.
Sparby to tackle. Joey Kakoka in on the tackle.
Joey Kakoka makes the tackle.
You have a winner for the 50-50 ticket, Joe McCrossan. Congratulations, Joe.
9 yards on the carry.
Thank you for everyone buying 50-50 tickets.
So the Green Devils 2nd and 1. High backfield. West is still the quarterback. And a broken play.
Broken play there too, Tom.
West running outside. Looks like he's going to get a first down.
Yep.
Got down to the 30. Clock running, of course, because of the 35 points or more advantage for Nekoosa.
Clay Lieber on the tackle.
Clay Lieber brought down the Adams Friendship quarterback, but again, not till he picked up the first down. Remember, Nekoosa at Wisconsin Dells next week, Friday night, next Friday. We'll wrap up the regular season. Nekoosa, in my mind, will get a home game in the tournament, which will be the following week. So I'll expect to be back here at Holland Field for that ball game. This time it's Adams Friendship losing their footing. Cody Fetter, I believe.
Fetter, the carrier.
Maybe the field isn't in the greatest of shape out there. You know, last weekend it was wet. Of course, we had the Friday game here. On Saturday, there was like the bantam football or whatever you call it all day. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, the middle of that field looked like
mud.
It didn't look good. You could see a lot of dirt and not a whole lot of grass. But, you know, looking at it tonight, it doesn't look that super bad. From the shotgun, West is going to keep it. Got outside. Down near the 20, where he's wrapped up by number 89, David Dar. Dar, a 5'10", 165-pound junior. Again, West picks up a first down now on the run.
Quick reminder, Papermaker Football on Public Access TV.
Joe West is a pretty good-sized quarterback, really. 6'2", 190. He's got good size, especially for a sophomore. So anyway, West is making a difference here in the quarter. He's going to keep it again. He's going to throw it. Got a target, got a touchdown. Jacob Babcock pulls that pass in from Joe West.
Jacob Babcock for the touchdown.
20-yard pass. Adams Friendship on the board at the 6:30 mark of this third quarter. Boy, that didn't take long, huh?
No, it did not, Tom.
Joe West to Jacob Babcock. I'd assume AF was going to go for two here, but no, they've got a kicker on the field. I think it is Joe West. Good snap. And
good kick.
The kick is good. 6:30 to play, third quarter. It's Nekoosa 52 and Adams Friendship 7. Adams Friendship's going to kick it away again, and all indications are they're going to try to onside it again. Almost worked the first time. This time it's going to go out of bounds, so it's going to be a lot easier for Nekoosa. Nekoosa will have the ball, I believe, at their 40-yard line. West really hit that one pretty hard, didn't he?
Yeah.
So let's see if the Nekoosa second-string offense can do a little better job of moving the football now.
You know, to me, I would think I would put in some of my veteran linemen and use the running backs for a while, the veteran running backs, quarterback, or the JV quarterback's fine, but you know, leave some veterans in. Now you got all new guys practically.
I'm not sure if these kids play together or not. You know, that's the thing. Fumble a football on first down. Adams Friendship has it. And Nekoosa not looking good at all offensively. A little disappointing.
It is. It is.
So Adams Friendship back on offense, 1st and 10. The ball at the Nekoosa 33-yard line. It's cooling off just a little bit. Wind is still blowing out of the south. It's pretty much straight at us. And my nose is running. I think it's going to get cold tonight. West. Going to keep it. He's got a lot of room out there. Cuts it back for some reason, and he's pulled down about the 32. It's actually a short gain on the play. Lieber was in on the stop, along with number, is that 63? Nick Spansky also went on the stop. Well, it didn't look like West could run forever if he was stayed outside.
I thought so, too. I don't know why he cut.
I don't know why he turned it back in either. But it's okay with me. 2 yards on the carry. 2nd down from the 31. He pitches it this time, Sparby. And again, Nekoosa comes up and makes a good play defensively. 74, Ryan Kuntz on the stop. Ryan just a sophomore, 5'11", 185. And no gain on the play.
Ryan Kuntz with the tackle.
I think their best play is West running the ball.
I think so too. Just keeping it and rolling out to the wide side, which is right now the right side of the field. They run it straight ahead though instead. And a short gain as Kunder came up. Brandon did. I still think that's Kunder.
34, the ball carrier. Brandon Kunder hit him in the backfield.
Have to get a ruling on that on Sunday at church. From grandmother. 4th down coming up now. Still 4 yards needed for that first down. Clock running, 3:10 to play here in the 3rd.
Well, you know it's going to be a rollout with the quarterback.
Well, they scored on a throw a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, we'll go back to that. Well, you're right.
He's going to have a choice.
It's going to be a pass or run.
Yep.
They don't have to.
They don't have
jumps
to.
offside. The right tackle.
Penalty against Nekoosa.
Can't pick out the number. Can't be 53.
57 was offside. Nick Covey.
Nick Covey. So that's a first down now for the Green Devils.
Yeah, and that was 4th and 5, so that was a crucial penalty.
Ball at the 23. One receiver split wide right, one split left. Little trap play inside, good yardage. Can't quite pick out the number that time.
David Dar on the tackle.
Chris Deja with the carry. David Dar on the stop for Nekoosa. Eight yards on the pickup. 2nd down for the Devils. 2 receivers split right, 1 left. I backfield behind the quarterback West. Straight ahead. Short game, but a first down for Frank Murray.
That'll be 1st and goal from what, the 8?
He takes it down to about the 9-yard line.
Tackle made by Ryan Kuntz.
Ryan Kuntz again on the stop. So the defense putting up a little better fight this time than they did the previous possession. See if they can get a stop now and near the goal line. First down. Tailback with the football, that's Sparby, and he's gonna take it in. Good effort by Zach
Touchdown,
Sparby.
Adams Friendship.
He takes the football 8 yards to pay dirt. Adams Friendship now down 52-13 with 49 seconds to play in the third.
I don't know how true it is, Tom, but they say if you're in the fourth quarter and you're 35 ahead and the other team gets under 35, the clock still runs.
Really? Where'd you hear that one?
I heard that in the announcer's box over here.
Oh. West missed the extra point. 48 seconds, 43 seconds to play in the quarter, 52-13, Nekoosa.
Adams is kicking off. It must be an offsides penalty on it.
So you're going to re-kick.
Offsides, Adams.
Too bad you can't take the football, huh? And we get a little extra bonus music now. I've not quite found that one. Must be a favorite of Mr. Bouchard. Sort of tears him up. Dan was telling me before, I will trust what Dan heard, that if a team is ahead by over 35 points after 3 quarters, the fourth quarter, regardless of who scores when, is a running clock. But we'll see about that. Adams Friendship surprises. Nekoosa kicks it deep, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Nekoosa will get it back at the 35. That surprises me, too. I thought for sure they'd get the ball at the 40 when it went out of bounds.
I thought so, too, Tom, but apparently...
They marked it at the 35 last time, so I assume they're going to do it again here.
Yeah, I thought it was a 42, but...
The clock should be running, but it's not. And I don't understand that one. It's not really like I have anywhere to go. Yeah, they're going to put it at the 40 this time. That doesn't make any sense either. So the rule has changed in the last half hour. Nekoosa with a good positive play here is Sam Tweedy. Takes it out to the 48-yard line.
Now, it would be nice if the clock would keep running right through the third into the fourth during the break.
Sam just short of the first down. He's got to get just over the line for that first down. They marked the ball just short of that. And Coach Becker telling his offense, don't run a play, let the clock run down, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So Adams Friendship puts 2 on the board, make that 2 scores on the board here in the third quarter. Our score heading into period number 4, Nekoosa 52 and Adams Friendship 13. Okay, the fourth quarter. It's always a good way to start a conversation, right? Okay, the fourth quarter upon us. And the quarterback, Brandon Koendert, keeps the football on first down. I don't know if that was a broken play or not.
I think it was.
He made 4 yards out of it in the first down.
He looked scared.
He did a good job of cutting enough field. Comes over to the sideline to get the next play. Well, actually, it's going to be brought in from the sidelines by Curtis Fuhrman. Again, Tweedy and Lieber, I believe, in the backfield behind the quarterback, Koendert. This time only 1 back. Oh, no, there's 2 backs there. I'm sorry.
Slipped.
Is that Clay Lieber with a carry?
Slipped before they even tackled him.
That's out in the middle of that field again. Where there probably isn't really, really good footing because of last weekend's rain. So Clay loses a yard on first down. Ball at the 46-yard line, 2nd and 11. Tweedy. Maybe a yard.
With the carry, Deja brings him down.
Chris Deja with another tackle. Passing down now for Nekoosa. Let's see if they go to the air.
I don't think they will, Tom.
They do run the football. Tweedy can't get outside, though, and he's going to lose about 4. Brought down at midfield. And Nekoosa's drive stalls with 10 minutes to play here in the ball game. Matt McDonald comes on. He'll punt it away. Hopefully gets a better snap than he got last time.
Well, you can definitely see the difference, though, can't you, in the two teams?
Yeah,
For Nekoosa.
I think so. And another terrible snap. And again, McDonald running for his life. Got rid of it. And it's going to be returned. How about that, huh?
People don't realize there's no penalty once the ball hits the ground.
Oh,
The kicker's fair game.
Matt McDonald
I didn't see him get hit back there.
Yeah, he got hit. He got hit pretty hard.
Green Devil football.
So McDonald did a great job of getting rid of the football, and to my guesstimation, ends up being a 5-yard punt, but it could have been a 30-yard loss.
Yeah.
You got to work on that long snapping game. Isn't it amazing what long snappers are worth in the NFL? And if you're a good snapper, a long snapper, you can be 40 years old and still be playing football in the NFL. It's sort of like being a left-handed pitcher in baseball, you know. They can play forever in a limited role. Make some pretty good money, too. Flag on the play. Get a new quarter.
One of the Nekoosa players in the backfield saw the official, took the flag out, threw it, and he just stopped.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Austin Spang.
He's got to learn to play until he hears the
Yeah,
whistle.
until he hears the
not see
whistle,
flag.
yeah. He saw the flag come out of the pocket, and he just stood straight up. And
So, of course, Nekoosa will take the penalty. A 6-yard run on the play. And that'll mark it back to about the 39. 8 minutes to play in the game, clock running.
And this is where when you read the score in the paper or something next day and you're from out of town and you see the score 52 to, say, 21, you say, oh, that wasn't too bad of a game. Nekoosa just sort of ran away, but...
Yeah, you got to look at the box.
Yeah, look at the box score and see who scored and when.
If you can find it. 4 yards on first down. Make that 5 yards on first down for... I think that's Sparby.
Ball carrier Joey Kakoka with the tackle.
Joey Kakoka came up to make the stop. Joey, a 6 foot, 185-pound sophomore. So back to the original line of scrimmage now are the Green Devils. 2nd down and 10. Where's the football?
I don't know. I missed it too, Tom.
Little dive play. Nekoosa stacked up that middle very nicely that time.
Did a nice job that time. Very nice.
Nathaniel Heil,
Carrier.
one of those players in on the stop.
Daniel Heil brings him down.
And Nathaniel takes a bow after hearing his name. He's a crowd favorite. About a yard on the play. 3rd down and 9 coming up. 6:40 to play in the game. Sure looks like Nekoosa, well, there's no doubt. Nekoosa's going to be 4-0 heading in the conference play, heading into the Dells game next week with a chance to wrap up another conference title. Big game for Nekoosa. Quarterback's going to throw this time. And that pass is incomplete. New quarterback in the game is that CJ?
John Wolf, the intended receiver,
CJ
by Clayton Lieber.
Tikkanen. He's just a freshman, 5'10", 155. But he's another number 80, 84. So they have quarterbacks 86 and 84. Is that Canadian football numbering, or what is that? The incomplete pass creates 4th down. And Adams Friendship, with their offense on the field, they're going to go for it here. 2 backs behind the quarterback, Tikkanen. They try to set up a screen, and
The guy they were screening to made a tackle.
yeah, Frank Murray never looked back for the football.
Murray, the intended receiver.
But he did a great job of
Of blocking.
taking the defender out of there. So Nekoosa gets the football back with, 5:15 to play in the game. pretty much been the second half we expected. Interesting at times. But of course, this game was over in the first quarter when Nekoosa put up those 5 scores. From the 45, Nekoosa runs it with Tweedy. Sam struggles for a yard.
Got the football taken away.
Zach Sparby heading the other way. And Zach Sparby is going to score.
That ball out. Touchdown, Green Devils.
55-yard fumble recovery for Zach Sparby, his second score in the second half. And Adams Friendship now trailing this ball game 52-19.
And now we'll see if we're right.
Yeah, if the clock stops or whatever. It's stopped right now, and I don't even think it should be stopped right now.
Oh, I think so. On extra points it is.
I don't know. So West is back on. He'll attempt the extra point. Number 7, Jacob Babcock, the holder. And again, it wasn't pretty. Did it go through? It did.
Good.
You're right, Tom. It wasn't pretty.
So
but
West puts a lollipop through, and the 20th point for Adams Friendship. 4:43 to play. Nekoosa 52 and AF 20. West kicks it deep. Tweedy at the 25. Sam gets outside. Good return up the sideline.
And the clock is running.
Even though he went out of bounds, the clock is running. So that rule that you heard about and shared, Dan, is evidently correct. Clock will continue to run, even though it's a 32-point margin now. So Nekoosa offense probably with one more shot here to move the football. That's a little better that last possession, but of course that fumble recovery and touchdown ended that drive. Or possession, I should say. Tweedy will run right this time. Flag on the play.
Has to be holding, Tom.
And again, Adams Friendship really going after the football.
There's a penalty on that play.
It's probably a hold on Nekoosa, and I would think Adams Friendship would decline the penalty. What's the sense of giving Nekoosa another down?
It'll go against the papermakers.
I agree, Tom. Because the clock keeps running.
But what do I know? They're going to give Nekoosa another down. I don't know why you'd do that. You'd think you'd want the football back, right?
Yeah.
Not give Nekoosa another play.
And we haven't been moving it on there.
Yeah. And now Nekoosa is going to take a timeout. 3:21 to play, 52-20 Nekoosa. Nekoosa first and 21 now from their own 34-yard line. Koondert puts it in the air. Had a couple receivers standing next to each other out there and overshot both of them.
Nice spiral on it, though.
Yeah.
Brett Sutherland, the intended receiver.
Brett Sutherland was one of those receivers. And number 89, David Dorr, the other. Yeah, when you run those pass patterns, you want a little distance between your receivers. You don't want to bunch them up. Clock running, 2:40 to play, second down and 21. Koondert puts it in the air again, this time looking for Ryan Liebherr. And overshoots him.
Apparently he figures the receivers are faster than what they are.
He throws a nice spiral.
He does.
He does.
He throws a nice pass.
Now we just got to hit a blue shirt with it. With pink socks. 3rd and 21. Gonna throw again. Finds a receiver. Brett Sutherland with the catch, and Brett takes it out to about the 30.
Sutherland with the reception.
Is it the 35-yard line? It is.
Yeah.
36-yard line. So 2 yards on the catch. And danger time, the punt team's on again. Let's see if we can get a good snap back to McDonald. Or maybe McDonald should step back another 5 yards.
Or we should put somebody behind McDonald.
Anticipation. Yeah, it's down there, but he has it blocked. The punt team just can't win here in the second half. Finally get a good snap, but this time we forgot to block anybody.
Green Devil football.
And the Green Devils will have it now, deep in Nekoosa territory. Clock still running. To the credit of Adams Friendship, they haven't wasted or used any timeouts here in the fourth quarter. They put 20 points on the board here in the second half. Make the score somewhat respectable. First and 10, the ball at the 32-yard line.
Looks a little confusion there on Adams' part.
That's the deepest shotgun I've ever seen. It looks like almost like a punt formation here. A long snap back to Tikkanen, and he makes a good run inside the 20 to about the 18.
That should have been the last play. By the time they spot it,
Ball carrier brought down by Tunder.
maybe one play.
Papermakers are going to finish up the regular season next week down at
10 seconds to play. Wisconsin Dells is going to try to get one more play in.
Playoffs, so we need a big showing down there. Good chance, drive on down.
From the shotgun, Tikkanen. And they don't get the play off. And that's going to end this ball game. So Nekoosa, with a big first half, rides that first half to victory tonight. Our final score, Nekoosa 52 and Adams Friendship 20. Nekoosa now 7-1 on the year. They improved to 4-0 in the South Central Conference. Adams Friendship slips to 1-7 on the season, and they now stand 0-4 in conference play. So congratulations goes out from us to head coach Jason Becker, his entire staff, and that fine group of seniors and the rest of this Nekoosa football team on their fourth conference win tonight over Adams Friendship. This game was all Nekoosa from the get-go. The Papermakers put up 33 points in the first quarter, another 19 in the second. They lead 52-0 at halftime. Owen Linsmeyer with 4 touchdown passes. 1 to Hunter Miller, 1 to Cody Schmidt, 1 to Aaron Peckham, and 1 to Hunter Sipla just in the first quarter. Colton Kokoka with his usual good night, 3 touchdowns. Touchdown runs of 14, 10, and 3 yards. And Aaron Peckham with a 3-yard run, capping the Nekoosa scoring in the first half. They led 52-0. Adams got on the board in the third quarter when Joe West hit Jacob Babcock for a 20-yard touchdown pass. And Zach Sparby had an 8-yard run yet in the third quarter. Nekoosa led 52-13 after 3. And the final score of the night came from the defense. The Adams Friendship defense, as Zach Sparby returned a fumble, 52 yards for the final margin. So for us and for Nekoosa, the football team, it's on to Wisconsin Dells next week. They'll take on the Chiefs. If they win that ball game, Nekoosa earns another outright South Central Conference championship. If they lose that ball game, heaven forbid, Nekoosa would end up tied with somebody in the conference, of course, depending on how the other ball games come out next week. So anyway, on to Wisconsin Dells. Let's win there next week and get a conference championship. That wraps it up for us tonight. For Dan Schmidt and Jim Allen, my name is Tom Kirsch. Thank you so much for joining us. Please join us again next time for Nekoosa Sports.